Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Week 2 college football picks for the 2020 college football season. Before I continue, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate if you do that. We're really trying to grow the channel. We're trying to hit 300 before tomorrow night, before the NFL season kicks off. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're new, you will not regret it. So in front of you is my record from last week. Last week we only picked 5 games last week. I went 3-2 straight up, but against the spread I went 1-4. Texas State surprised me. That's what one of my losses against the spread, but one of my wins in the straight up pick. They surprised me against SMU. Uh, South Alabama, I mean, they pulled off the upset. That was kind of my lock of the week. I didn't count as a lock of the week. We're going to start that category this week. But that was my lock of the week, kind of, and for Southern Miss to beat South Alabama, and Southern Miss went ahead and lost. So, and Jay Hobson, their head coach of Southern Miss, decided to resign after that game. So, interesting developments there at Southern Miss, but big win for South Alabama. More on them here in this video. Navy, my God, 55-3 against BYU. Give BYU credit, but Navy, part of the problem was they didn't even have tackling football practice. That's a concern if you're any of these teams not having tackling football practice in the ACC, which starts up this Saturday, in the Big 12 and SEC that's going to start up soon, and even the Big 10 if they start up on October 10th, which I don't know the answer to that question. So that you got to have tackle football practice. That's an issue there at Navy. But overall, good job, Army against Middle Tennessee. That was my only pick right against the spread. As I said, SMU did beat Texas State, and then Memphis did beat Arkansas State, but they didn't cover. I'm not surprised about that. I'm not very disappointed in Memphis over that. Arkansas State, more on them here in this video. They are one of the better Sun Belt teams, so not surprised there. But 13 games for you guys. As a few games got canceled, I know SMU and TCU got canceled. Louisiana Tech and Baylor got canceled. That was the big noon kickoff game this Saturday, so I'm interested to see who they fill in that slot. Maybe one of the games we're picking, Coastal Carolina and Kansas might be the pick. So overall, I am interested to see what happens. 13 games, as I said, 11 straight up. We are going to start the locks of the week and upsets. Usually I do 10, 5, and 5. 10 straight ups, 5 upsets, 5 locks of the week. But this week I'm only doing one of each, one upset and one lock of the week. So because there's just not many games. I mean, there's not even 20 games this week that I'm picking. I'm only picking 13. And I'm going to give you a score, pick against the spread, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here are 5 of the games right here. The first game is tomorrow night. We have in the NFL we do have Texans Chiefs, but in college football we have UAB versus Miami. Usually you don't see a college football game on the same night during NFL's opening Thursday night kickoff. UAB is a 14-point underdog against Miami. Miami is a team, in my opinion. I think they're going to be pretty good this year. De'Ara King comes in at quarterback. But they did lose to 2 Conference USA teams last year. That I kind of want to joke on this channel, saying Miami should be part of the Conference USA to be part of the middle of the pack. The game is in Miami. I'm picking Miami to win. That spread point is very tough though, because if I pick 14, they have to win at least. They're going to have to win by at least 2 touchdowns. And I'm just not willing to go there, so I'm going to take UAB plus 14. I'm picking Miami to win though this game, and I think Miami is going to win this game by 13. I kind of gave it away. 27-14 Miami. I don't think they covered though, but they get the win. Next game, Arkansas State versus Kansas State. Maybe this game is your big noon kickoff game as well. I forgot about this game. Kansas State is a 10.5-point favorite at home. Arkansas State, they already played a game. They played, I would say, all right. I mean, granted, they're a Sun Belt team going up against, in my opinion, one of the talented group of 5 teams in Memphis. They go up against a Kansas State team that might not be as talented as Memphis, honestly. 10.5-point spread at home for Kansas State. I like this coaching staff a lot. It's the former North Dakota State coach for head coach there. And I'm going to give it to Kansas State. I'm going to say that they win. And I actually think they do cover as well. I'll take Kansas State in this one. I'll say 31-19. I'll say they win by 12. Give me Kansas State and the Wildcats against the Red Wolves. Next game, first ACC matchup, Syracuse versus North Carolina. North Carolina is a 22.5-point favorite at home. Syracuse is a team that did not do well last year. A lot of people thought they would. I think they're going to bounce back some this year. But they are playing, in my opinion, a top 3 team in the ACC in North Carolina. If you include Notre Dame, if you don't include Notre Dame, they are the second best team in the ACC, in my opinion. 22.5-point favorite at home for North Carolina. North Carolina is definitely going to win this game. But I'm going to say that Syracuse goes ahead and covers at plus 22.5. I don't think North Carolina covers here, but I do think it's a 3-touchdown game. I'll go ahead and pick the Tar Heels in this one. I'm actually going to go with a 19-point game. I kind of my math was kind of wrong there, but I'll pick North Carolina to win 40-21. They are the better team, but I don't think they're going to cover because I think Syracuse is going to be a lot better than what people think they're going to be. I mean, another year with DeVito, that offensive line cannot get any worse. I'll take North Carolina by 19, 40-21 Tar Heels. Next game, one of the more underrated matchups this Saturday. Charlotte versus Appalachian State. Appalachian State, 17-point favorite at home. But Charlotte is one of those up-and-coming teams in the Conference USA. Appalachian State, I think, will win this game, but I don't think they cover. I'm going to take Charlotte plus 17. And I think Appalachian State does win this game, however. I'll go 35-23 Appalachian State. I say they'll win by 12. So, but I do think the Charlotte team's up and coming. So keep an eye on Charlotte, but Appalachian State will win this game. Next game, Louisiana versus Iowa State. Maybe this is the big noon kickoff the game. I don't know if they're actually going to replace the game or not. I'm just saying games that could possibly replace that big noon kickoff game. Louisiana, in my opinion, is the best team in the Sun Belt. Iowa State, I think, is one of the better teams in the Big 12 at least. They're 11.5-point favorite at home. This is kind of a tough game to pick against the spread. I think Iowa State definitely wins this game. But I think I'm going to actually sit here, and I think I am going to go with Iowa State and say that they cover that 11.5. Not very confident in the spread pick here, but for the purposes of this video, give me Iowa State to cover that spread. I think they win this game. I'll go 34-21. I'll say they win by 13. Give me Iowa State 34-21, and they covered the spread. Here's the other 6 games we're picking straight up. UL Monroe versus Army. Army shut out. They went ahead and shut out Middle Tennessee State last week, 42-0. They go up against UL Monroe, one of the middle of the road teams here in the Sun Belt. Offensively, they're not bad, UL Monroe. They're actually pretty decent, but defensively, they're not really that good. And I think Army runs all over them. They'll win this game. I also think they cover as well. And I think they win this game pretty convincingly. I'll go 45-21 Army. I think that Army maybe pumps the brakes a little bit in the second half. UL Monroe scores a few touchdowns, but they won't cover that 19.5-point spread. Army 45, UL Monroe 21. Next game. This is my game of the week right here. Duke versus Notre Dame. I think this is your best matchup. It's close between Duke and Notre Dame and Clemson, Wake Forest. But I'm going to give it to Duke and Notre Dame because I like David Cutcliffe better than Dave Clawson. And Notre Dame is in Notre Dame. 20-point favorites at home. Duke, I don't think is really that good of a football team, even though some people really think they could do well with this ACC schedule thing and could be one of your better teams in the ACC. I'm kind of on the fence on that. I don't think they're the worst team in the ACC. Notre Dame, I think, is clearly a top 3 team in the ACC, probably number 2 in most people's eyes. 20-point favorite at home. I like David Cutcliffe a lot, but Notre Dame is going to win this game. But I am going to say that Duke covers. And the reason why I'm going to say Duke covers is because I'm just not completely sold on Notre Dame. Even though the game is in Notre Dame and South Bend, I'll go Notre Dame in this one, obviously. Give me Notre Dame to win this game. I'll say 30 to 14. I think they get a 16-point win at home. Give me the Fighting Irish in that one. Next game, UTEP versus Texas. Texas is a 43-point favorite against UTEP. This is going to be a blowout, obviously, but is 43 points too much? No, I'm taking the 43 points and giving Texas the win. I'll swallow it. I would say Texas goes ahead and wins this game. I'll go 55. I'll go 55-7. I'll give UTEP a touchdown. UTEP's one of the worst teams in college football. With the MAC not playing. So go ahead, give me Texas 55-7. I'll swallow the 43 points. Next game, UTSA versus Texas State. A little Conference USA versus Sunbelt action here in the state of Texas. Texas State is an 8.5-point favorite. They were very impressive against SMU despite losing. I did not think that game was going to be close at all, and sure enough, it was. That wideout, I forgot his name, made a hell of a catch for Texas State last week. 8.5-point favorites at home. I like what I saw from Texas State last week. I think they get the win here, and I'm going to say they cover. I like what I saw from Texas State last week. I really did. The only thing I didn't like out of Texas State is that all the coaches were wearing shorts. Let's make it more professional there, please. It's not a practice, but Texas State I think wins this game, and I think they cover. I think they go ahead and win this game. I'll say 31-21 Texas State in this one, 10-point win for the Bobcats against the Roadrunners. Next game, Clemson versus Wake Forest. This is your college game day of the week game right here. Game day is going to be here for ESPN with Kirk Herbstreit, Desmond Howard, the coach Lee Corso, and Reese Davis and the crew. Wake Forest is a 33-point underdog at home. Clemson is a team that I think is the best team in the ACC. I think they might be the best team in college football, honestly, going into the season. I went back and forth with the spread pick. I'm obviously picking Clemson. Past few years, this game has not ever been close. 63-3. I believe another one was like 55-10, something like that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a chance on Wake Forest with the point spread because I like the quarterback Sam Hartman. I do think Dave Clawson is a pretty good head coach. But Clemson's going to win this game, guys. Give me Clemson in this one, but I'll take Wake Forest plus 33. Score for this game, I'll go 52-24 Clemson. Where does that make it? That gives you a 28-point win rate there if you're Clemson. So I think they win by 4 touchdowns. 33 is just a bit too much for me. I'll go ahead and take the Tigers over the Deacons, 52-24. And then the last game in the straight-up picks, Coastal Carolina versus Kansas. This game I think is going to be a pretty good game, actually. It's FS1 at 10 p.m. If you want to stay up Saturday night and watch some college football, this is your only game really on. But I do think it's going to be a pretty good game. Kansas -7 at home. Can Les Miles take this team the next step forward? Coastal Carolina, I don't think it's the worst team in the Sun Belt per se. I don't know what the practice has really been down there. I really don't know much about this team really. But I'm going to go ahead and take Kansas in this one. But I'm going to say Coastal Carolina that does cover. I'll take Coastal Carolina +7. I'm not going to take Kansas -7. I think Kansas wins this game. Could turn into a bit of a shootout. I'll go Kansas, though. I'll say 41-35. I say the Kansas will win by 6. And the Jayhawks get the win against the Chandeliers, I think is what they're called. I know the pronunciation might be wrong, but go ahead, give me Kansas over Coastal Carolina. So, now here's my lock of the week and upset of the week right here. Lock of the week, Georgia Tech versus Florida State. They're giving Florida State -12.5. Give me that all day long. Florida State will beat Georgia Tech pretty convincingly. Georgia Tech, I think, is the worst team in the ACC. Florida State, I think, will improve some. And I'm going to go ahead and take Florida State to win and cover. Go ahead, give me the Seminoles. I'll go ahead and take them 42-17 over the Yellow Jackets. And then my upset of the week, I'm going to take South Alabama +8 at home. I was very impressed with them last week. I'm going to ride the boat or ride the train, whatever statement's better for you. But I think they're going to go ahead and beat the Green Wave, Tulane. I do think Tulane is one of the better teams in the American. I do think they can take a big step forward this year in the American. But I'm going to go ahead and take an upset pick here. Give me South Alabama. Yeah, give me South Alabama +8. And I'll give you a score for this one, obviously. I'll take South Alabama 30-24 over Tulane. Go ahead, give me the Jaguars against the Green Wave. So those are my picks for Week 2 of college football. 13 games. Comment down below. Tell me your picks. I always like hearing from you all. Thanks for watching the video. Hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to come out with my playoff and Super Bowl picks for the NFL later tonight. I meant to do that yesterday, but I fell asleep early, so I got to do it today. Thanks for watching. McD the Beast signing off.